Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to Jumblhoj, and we're here for another episode of our CafeTalk podcast. Thank you for joining us once again. I'm here, of course, with Jolin. How you doing, Jolin?
I'm doing all right. Still kind of sick. You might hear my voice crack a little or kind of die out. But
damn, that bug still got you, man.
Yeah, it's a nasty bug.
Well, at least you sound way better, so that's good.
Thank you.
Yeah. So what are we gonna talk about today, Jolene, on this podcast?
I don't know. So I guess a little bit about movies, a little bit about life, a little bit about stuff.
All right, cool.
A little bit of everything.
A little dash of spice here, a little sweetness over there. Get a little piece of me. I'm your man. I actually want to just give you a little side question, just a little small thing right now.
What's up?
Have you tried multiple different types of instant ramen?
Yeah.
Yeah? You tried like diverse packets and stuff, like not just one, not just like cup of noodles or anything like that?
Yeah, I tried a lot of instant ramen.
Which one would you say is the best that you can remember? That actually had like depth to the broth, or like maybe not just too salty, or doesn't feel artificial. You know, the noodles were good, like chewy and stuff.
I get you. I think my favorite instant ramen is probably like Shin Black.
Shin Black?
Yeah, it's like a Korean style ramen instant packet. Like it's sold in a bunch of Korean stores and stuff, and it's one of those that comes with like the broth seasoning, and it comes with like the dehydrated vegetables.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I think there's like a premium version where you can add, where it comes with like chili oil and sesame seed oil.
Yeah, it comes like a little separate packet that you have to squeeze out.
Yeah, they all come in
separate
packets.
Yeah.
Oh, so I remember I took classes during the summer at my community college, at my university.
Yeah.
After my first year, and I had 3 more days until my lease was up. I don't want to buy food for like 3 days. So I bought like a bulk pack of Shin Black ramen, and I ate that for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And all I would do is just add different things. So like for breakfast, I'd put a little bit of butter and an egg in there. And then for lunch, I put some mushrooms, and then for dinner, I put a bunch of vegetables like shredded carrots, and put an egg, some mushroom, maybe a little bit of corn, some butter. I would add stuff to it.
Damn.
And then I think the last day I was just lazy, so I just ate
just a simple ramen.
I just ate simple Shin Black ramen for breakfast and dinner.
Not bad. That sounds really good. I mean, I've seen Shin Black, but I've never tried it myself. Isn't that notorious for being spicy? Not like the challenge spicy, but just like it has some spiciness to it.
Yeah, there's a pretty spicy variety of Shin Black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
good though.
I personally haven't tried a big variety of instant ramen, but I do remember that like the best ones I've tried that have a whole nother depth of flavor that I personally enjoy were I don't remember the brand, but they come in bowls. They already come with the bowls in there, you know? That one also comes with a little dried vegetables and little seaweed and stuff like that, and then they have like the powder, and you just mix it in together. That one was like my favorite. I guess it would be breakfast for me, because I would wake up in the morning on Saturday mornings watching cartoons, and then I would just have that bowl for breakfast, and I would just be done.
I get you.
But yeah, some of the ones I've tried. But
there's another like instant ramen brand that I like. It's another Korean one. It's called I think it's called June.
June?
Yeah. There's like the regular June that comes in a yellow package, and then there's like the spicy June that comes in a red package or something. And that one's really spicy.
Really?
Yeah, because Sam would always buy June ramen. And he would be like,
do
you want one? And I was just like, yeah. And I made it. I put all the powder in there. I was like, fuck, this is so spicy, I can't eat it.
Speaking of spiciness, I have been wanting to try so much like the notorious spicy ramen that you see around, you know, everywhere.
Oh yeah.
I even like searched it up on Amazon just because I can't find it in like regular supermarkets near my house. So I'm just like, I want to try it. I love spiciness. You know how we talked about this before.
We talked about this many times.
Yeah, exactly. So I've always in search for that ramen, see where I could find it, see how spicy it really is. But staying on the topic of spiciness, I was like, when are we gonna try that world's hottest chocolate I bought?
We could have done it now.
We could have.
We can just go to your house and get it.
We need some ice cream though. That's pretty intense.
We have frappuccinos.
We do, but ice cream feels better on the tongue because it's cold. And then it's
but you
creamy,
can't drink. Well, you get milkshakes, but I was like, you can't drink ice cream.
Oh, true. Oh, no, actually, that would be a good idea. We'll see. We'll wait for Danny. But yeah, Just wanted to see that. Got any questions, Dylan? You been bothering on your mind lately?
I got a question for our audience.
Oh yeah.
Our Doki Doki Let's Play is soon coming to an end, and no one has commented what game they want us to play.
Yeah, true.
I feel like those kind of dating sim games are like, what are they called? They're not RPGs. You know, like the style that Doki Doki is, kind of like a visual novel, but in game mode.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like those are pretty good because we can like put our personalities into the characters and
definitely.
stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So if there's no objection, maybe we'll play Dream Daddy as our next playthrough.
Yeah, that sounds like fun. Actually, it was a good idea.
If not, other choices are probably like The Long Dark, which is an RPG.
Yeah,
an RPG kind of story game. Maybe some Dark Souls, maybe Outlast.
Yeah, well, maybe a little like Rocket League thrown in there. We're just trying to figure out what you guys would like. You know, let us know if you have any idea, if you want us to play any specific game. If not, we're just gonna see, shoot for the best, and hopefully it sticks.
Yeah, pretty much. Other than that, pretty good. Pretty good.
So the question that I've been brewing up for this podcast that I've really been meaning to ask you, Jonan, is
go ahead, lay it on me.
I was really curious to find out when you were young, not counting all these like experiences you've had growing up, or all the mind changing problems you've had encountering. What was your first idea of a career that you would like to pursue when you were young? What was the first time ever that you looked at something and you were like, you know what, I want to be this when I grow up? Or, like, not counting what you've gone through right now that you probably changed your mind.
I get you.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the first job or the first career that I was interested in when I was a kid was like a fireman, or like more specifically like the first response firemen, the ones that
were on the scene.
Yeah, like when you have an accident in your house, like, and that small fire truck pulls up, and they're the ones that help you out. Like those kind of people, like EMTs, first responders.
Yeah.
Like that's the first job that I actually thought about when I was a little kid, and this is probably like when I was like 4 or 5.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because in my really early childhood, I got sick a lot. I had like periodic seizures. I wasn't epileptic or anything. I just had seizures because I had like high fevers or some reason. I don't know. Point is, I don't have them anymore.
Okay. Like
that stopped when I was like 8 years old.
Okay, that's good to hear.
Yeah. But I had a bunch of seizures as a little kid, and when you have, for those of you who have had a seizure or know what seizures are like, you don't remember having a seizure. It's kind of just like a blank in your memory.
And then you got teleported from one
pretty much. So for me, it's like I remember eating and probably going to bed and then waking up inside of an ambulance with a gas mask on.
Damn. Oh, that's harsh.
Yeah, and then I mean it sucks as a little kid, but like as a little kid, you really don't realize what's going on. You just see that like everyone around you is like trying to figure something out, and you're like, there's something wrong with me. But I would always like the first responders already like knew my name and stuff, and like I already knew the procedure, I guess, as a little kid, so I put the gas mask on myself.
Oh, nice.
And I just thought they were so cool because it's like it's these people who like go out of their way to help others
and to like reassure you that you're gonna be okay.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like not just me that they're helping, it's like everyone who has an accident. So I was like, I want to help people when I'm an adult. I want to like do something like this.
Yeah, that's good.
And then I guess that's like the first career that I was really serious about.
Yeah.
But as you get older, your parents are like, they know how much the careers you want pay, and they're and EMTs sadly don't get paid as much as they should for the kind of work that they do.
Yeah, that
so
influenced
my parents,
your change in decision.
Yeah, so my parents they kind of coaxed me into like wanting to be a doctor. So I was like, okay, I'm going to be a doctor. And then from a doctor, I wanted to specialize. Well, first I wanted to do botany. I wanted to become a botanist,
Ooh, nice.
which is somebody who studies plants.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to do pathology, because that stemmed from like homeopathology, which is like all natural solutions and stuff.
Yeah, like herbal remedies and stuff.
Yeah, that's homeopathic stuff.
Oh, nice.
So then from that, I wanted to do pathology. Then I wanted to do engineering because I took AP chemistry and physics my senior year of high school. And then now I kind of it kind of goes back to wanting to help people. Like I want to probably just be like a high school teacher. But yeah, like I wanted to like my own way of helping people, or in my case like young adults, would be to be like a high school teacher.
So you'll be helping them in the way that you'll be shaping and molding their minds, or maybe even helping them discover what possibilities their future holds.
That, and then I kind of want to, like in my own way, well, in our community, the local high school and stuff, like the teachers tell you can do whatever you want and stuff, but none of them really like empower their students to do what they want. They don't put the like that's where I would that's where I would change. Like if I become a teacher, I'll actually like take the time to
teach your children of what the career path they're choosing.
That, and then like hold after school extracurricular stuff, like freaking bring back art shop and bring back woodwork and bring back metal shop. Like I would take my time out of my day. And if anything, like funding as well, like so I can help these people. Like if there's some, because like realistically, everyone who says they want to be an engineer isn't going to end up an engineer. They might study for it and have the degree, but there's like so many positions that an engineer can have. Most of them are probably going to settle to be a car mechanic or just any kind of mechanic. And it's like, if you take those classes in high school where you actually have like a teacher who helps you fix things and build things, and they can act as your reference, you'll have a way easier time of getting a job at like a car shop or a mechanic shop or any kind of specialty place with Geek Squad or whatever. If you have that reference and that background. That's like the main problem with our generation right now, is that we don't have that kind of experience because there's like no experience opportunities for us.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's only going to get worse with the next generation.
Yeah, I mean, especially in the form that you're talking about, you're giving them that whole year experience that body shops or even like jobs ask of you before they're even able to work in a place like that.
Exactly.
Like you could like not, they won't believe it because it's not credible, because it's still considered as school work, but they could show it with their work. They could
and
show
even
it
then,
hey,
like say I teach a class as, say it's like a class that you can only take as a junior, and if you take it as a junior, you could take it as a senior. Yeah. Like imagine if you spent your junior year learning about a car, and then your senior year, like you write an essay or a proposal to me like, hey, some group of friends and I actually want to like fix a car. Yeah. And then your senior year, like I would gladly shell out like $600 to buy some beat up ass car so they can just tweak it. And then you spend your summer like working on it and enjoying yourself. Or like the students spend like the whole year fixing it and stuff, and at the end they have something to show for it. Like, look, we have a car that works. That's great. That's inspiring. Actually, that's amazing. Because not like you said, you don't see that anymore. Like especially with teachers in like our grade, they took their time to help us understand, the subject that we were learning. They took their time to like teach us and help us perfect what we understood. But at the same time, whenever they would hear our career plans or hear what we wanted to become, they never told us like what was in store for us. They just told us like, oh yeah, no, you're gonna face some hard times ahead of you, but don't give up. But that's it. Like that's all you would hear constantly, over and over again. You wouldn't hear about like, oh yeah, they make this amount every year. You're gonna have to take this. You're gonna have to do this specifically. It's like, it kind of unmotivates you. Like it takes away your motivation in thinking like, maybe I'm not prepared for this. You start thinking, do I really want to become this? And the way you're speaking of, you're giving them hands-on experience into truly letting them decide if that's what they really want to do. And if they still enjoy it, they still want to pursue that career, then you pretty much help them figure it out even before they left high school. Yeah. And I could see that being incredibly helpful. Good job, just something like that. I don't know. That's like, if I do become a teacher, that's something that I would definitely like push for and try to get working. No, definitely. And it's like not even it doesn't just stop at like being an engineer or like getting to work with materials and stuff, like because I actually have all these friends that I met in college and stuff, and they're gonna end up professionals. I can always ask around and be like, hey, do you mind if like one of my students is super interested in being a doctor, do you mind if she shadows you for like the summer? Like I can help them get these opportunities, especially like here in the inner city.
We won't have.
They're not presented to us.
Yeah, that's true.
Or even to the extent of like one of my students can't afford a computer, like I would go out of my way and be like, look, I have an extra computer. I would gladly give it to you, but you have to like
show me that you really mean what you want to go after.
Yeah, like write me a proposal or something. Like I can't just give it to you. Like you have to show me, or something, you know. And then that proposal, that's like if they learn how to write a proper proposal, that's like the base. That's like the groundwork for a lot of things that they're gonna do, especially if they're gonna go into the science and technology community. Proposals is how you get money to fund your business.
Exactly. It's how you get people to understand what your idea is and what you want to do with it.
Exactly. Or even like if you want to start a small business, you have to write the bank a proposal.
True. Yeah.
And most people who actually do want to start a small business, they've never written a proposal or have like a resume. They've never like done one.
Yeah.
So imagine if like you learned how to write a resume, you learned how to write a business proposal.
Oh yeah, like, and according to your business plan, you have to have a business plan. Like, in order to get a loan, you have to have at least like a 5-year business plan to show them that like you actually plan on getting this amount of income, this many people, and you're targeting this demographic. And in that business plan, you also have to have your proposal as well. And if people don't really understand how to write a proposal, then writing that whole business plan just seems like foreign language. Like you don't know where to start, you don't know what to put into it, and
or even then, like you have to pay someone to write your proposal, and that's just like money that could have gone into your business.
Definitely. Oh, that's a great idea, Joe.
But yeah, I guess that wraps it up for my input on this subject. Sorry.
Yeah. No, that's fine. That's a great response. Actually, that's great to hear.
What about you?
That. Yeah, on my end, it's not as astounding as yours. Mine was just ever since I was a little kid, I never knew what I wanted to do. I would be that kid that just randomly said everything that everyone else wanted to do. You know, a policeman, fireman, doctor, whatever. Just the basic stuff that you would hear all around. Mainly because I knew that's not what I wanted to become. I knew that I was just saying that to get people to leave me alone or not ask me that question anymore. I knew my teachers really meant that they wanted to help me achieve that goal. But whenever they would ask me what I wanted to do, I would give them that basic response, and they would, ask me like, why is that, or what are you doing to get to that goal? And I would just not have an answer for them. I would just stay quiet. I would be like, honestly, I don't know what I'm gonna do or what can I do. And then I appreciate most of my teachers that actually did set down that groundwork and be like, okay, well, you have to get your grades up, you have to study math and science if you want to be a doctor, you have to do this and that. Growing up, I was great at math, so my teachers would mainly focus on my science stuff. But at the end of it, I was just doing it for the educational purposes, not really to follow that career. As I grew up, as I grew older, I realized that most of my responses were that unsure responses. They didn't help me find what I truly felt like doing on the inside. What truly made me happy. Even now, I don't have a plan for the future in the long run, but I am finally doing something that makes me happy, like career-wise. Maybe it's not even a career; it's probably just a job to some people. But in my eyes, I do see it as a career because, like, at a coffee shop, I want to stay here and help Danny create his coffee shop. Create that business, make it big. If anything, make it like Tierra Mia, which is a popular coffee shop right here in California. I'm not sure if they spread statewide or.
No, it's only in California.
Only in California? Well, it's really popular. It grew incredibly, and I want to do that for Danny. I want to support him, and in the process, I get to become a great barista. Maybe in the future, I actually would love to join a barista competition. I've actually researched into it, like what you need and what type of experience you need. You need to create your own drink and stuff like that. So I would love to be part of that. The whole barista world. But in view of other people, like especially my parents, they sometimes see it as a dead end job. they don't really see it going anywhere. They want me to succeed in a way that, you know, provides money not only for myself but my potential future family. And I completely agree. I see where they're coming from, but it wouldn't make me happy being in a job that I hate doing year after year, day after day, having to wake up and dread going to work. You know, this is the only job in which I wake up and I'm happy, like serving up a drink to someone and they like it. They actually tell me like, this is a really good drink, and then the rest of their day is actually much better because not only did they get their caffeine fix, but they got it through a drink that they pleasantly enjoyed, you know. That makes me happy. Seeing that smile on people's faces, it really brightens my day as well. So even if it doesn't bring money quick, even though it doesn't really set a future for myself, I still have high hopes in which it gets better. But, you know, I'm in that point in my life in which this job, I can finally say, you know, I want to do this for years to come. I wouldn't mind doing this for years to come, because, like I said, when I was younger, finding those words in the jobs that I was looking through or searching through, I could not find those words. You know, I couldn't agree. I couldn't attach to that job, that career, because helping people has always been what I wanted to do, but not in the sense of like being a doctor or like yourself being a first responder. You know, it sounds like a great idea. It sounded like something I would love to do. I even went to being a psychologist for a while because I wanted to help people order the things that they had in their minds, you know, calm down their demons, or even just, you know, fix anything that's bothering them. And maybe even a family doctor in which I could help them fix their problems internally, you know, stuff that goes unspoken, and problems that, like, you know, most people wouldn't be able to talk to their friends. So they would come to me and I would help them talk to them with a doctor-patient confidentiality. Yeah. But then even that dream kind of just faded out into the background because I want to help people, but I guess in a minor way, you know. Like I said, even a coffee cup could change the view you have on your day. And that itself just makes me happy because I love food. I love sharing my love that I have and putting it into the drink I make, into whatever I make. So that way, when someone tastes it, they really feel that it was actually made with love, even though it's like, you know, not really an ingredient. But I want them to get this cup of coffee and tell them, and, you know, feel like someone made it thinking about them, you know, and how they like it and how they taste it, and, you know, all the processes that went through it to make that good cup of coffee just for them. So I don't know, man. Life itself just changed my point of view, in which maybe I got a little colder because I wanted to help people in the grand scale, and now I just want to help them in like a minor scale. But yeah, I'm hoping I'm doing the right thing with this, because it feels like it's the right thing. You know, I follow my gut, I follow my heart, in which I agree it's what I should do. You know, I'm always unsure. I'm always never 100% sure. But I am passionate.
I mean, you know, like, what, we're 22, 23, we're like 21, 22.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't have to have your whole life in order. Like, even people who would tell you, like, this is what I want, this is what I'm doing, this is how I'm achieving it, like, it looks like they have everything in order. Most of them are just full of shit. Like, they're just telling themselves that because reality, like, it's not certain, and they're scared of that uncertainty.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you've gotten colder throughout the years. It's just that you realize, like, how life actually works.
Yeah.
Where, like, I mean, I had, like, 2017, that was my realization of how life works, because I didn't do that great in school, and because of that, I basically just dropped out. Like, temporarily. I'm trying to get back in, because I've invested, like, 3 years. Why not just finish it?
Yeah, I get you.
But yeah, like, dropping out of school, realizing, like, I have all this debt to pay, trying to find a job, and just balancing everything, balancing life, family, stress. Like, that's my realization. And I get what you mean, like, how you kind of just
fall out of the path.
Yeah, or just kind of, like, become more reserved, like, look out for yourself. Because in reality, that's, like, how life, that's how we learn.
Yeah,
that's what we've been taught. you know, everyone finds greatness in their own time. Like, that's why you have those people who, like, hit their peak in high school and then they just, like, sadly, like, they just end up just working at a job for the rest of their life. Or there's those people who, like, were unpopular in high school, didn't do anything until their senior year of college, and then now they're, like, starting up their own startup businesses. Like, that's when they're starting to reach their peak. Everyone reaches greatness at their own level in life.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, I mean, though, like, even if your life seems like you're going in a downward spiral, it could just be that you haven't reached your plateau yet.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Sometimes you gotta go down to go up.
Yeah, that reminds me of a saying that says, when life pulls you back, it could mean that it's just aiming you to greatness, like an arrow and a bow.
Yeah, and I mean, if if that whole thing with my university didn't happen, like, this YouTube channel probably wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, exactly.
I wouldn't have learned how to edit. I wouldn't have learned how to do all these video savvy things.
Yeah, that's why there's always, like, good in whatever you're doing, and, you know, that's why it's always great to dive into whatever you are doing right now. Exactly. So that way you could just, like, learn new skills that you probably didn't even know before, or maybe didn't go as deep as you did now. Another thing that helps me, like, understand that, you know, what I'm doing is okay in my mind, because as long as I'm happy doing what I'm doing, then that's all that matters to me. Because, you know, as long as I'm not hating it, as long as I'm not you know, loathing going to work, or feel like I'm wasting my life here, then that's fine. Like, I'm happy, you know. As long as I'm not feeling that way, I'm good. You never know what the future holds, you know. Sometimes some of the most famous people that we know today didn't get their stripe until they were like 30s or something, 32, or maybe even like late 20s, that type of stuff. They didn't get picked up on. And even though some people never get picked up on, that's why you gotta do what makes you happy. Yeah, because definitely. If you never get picked up on, at least you're still doing what you want. And if you do, then, you know, good for you. You got lucky. You're one of the lucky few. So it's just, yeah, it's cool. It's cool. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
You know, just,
yeah, we haven't had a serious episode in a while.
Yeah, true.
But definitely, I think this is a good time to stop.
Yeah.
Well, thank you everybody for tuning in. We finally hit 20 subscribers.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys.
With that, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button.
And let us know what you think on the comments below. You know, exactly. We love hearing from you guys.
Comment down below if you agree with any of the things that we said.
Don't be afraid to reach out to us.
Tell us what was the first job career that you thought of when you were a little kid.
Yeah.
And did that actually work out, or what are you now? And yeah, all those
beautiful things that make you an individual. You know, exactly. We love to hear that.
Exactly. Thank you for listening. Take care of yourselves. Yeah.
See you in the next episode, and remember to stay beautiful.